It's so interesting. There's so many ways to talk about this, but I think what I'll say is that free ourselves from the old way of thinking the old stories will work. Step into the opportunity to be the light where you want. Tell me, correct me, show me, I want to be light. Move towards the light. Welcome to Call for the Truth. I am LaOta of the Sun, and this is Tarvars of the Sun, and we welcome you here for our discussion today on illumination. But before we begin, Tarvars, will you bring us into the call for
truth? Well, certainly, and we encourage you all to join us in the call for the truth. Should we call forth the frequency of truth? Should we call to see the truth in all that we see? Should we call to hear the truth in all that we hear? Should we call to speak the truth, calling forth the courage to speak the truth? Should we call forth nothing less than the truth to come forward into our experience? Ooh, I can feel the truth coming in. Oh, this is activity.
The truth is in the house.
Yes. And if you want to continue in this pursuit of truth, click that like, subscribe, that bell notification for our podcast. And so today we're talking about the card pull from the Call for the Truth divination cards. For those who are familiar and maybe those who are not, we typically do a card pull at the end of the show, but we're going to discuss this because this was something that was just so prominent that came up in Illumination.
Yes. And
the maxim that you wrote, that you came forth, that emanated from your being. Yeah, I'm doing the most, I know. It says, when you start defending a particular aspect of yourself that needs to be transmuted, that defense will stop you from your evolution. Merely trying to justify yourself is a problematic pattern. You know what comes to mind, LaOta?
What?
Have you ever experienced correcting someone? Maybe you didn't come down with the iron fist or the sledgehammer, but correction needs to be made. And then they begin to say, well, but what I was doing was, what had happened was, and they begin to explain all the things, all the reasons why you are prompted to correct them. Have you experienced that before? That's what's coming to mind with this.
Yes, I have. And I think if the person would just take a moment to recognize that since they are not the ones who brought it forward, the person who brought it forward may have more information than they assume.
But what happened was, is like, I gotta tell you, which it feels like the defense of like, oh, they're correcting me, but I have to tell them why I was wrong.
Right.
Even though they're telling or attempting to show me the correction that needs to be made.
Yes.
What's happening?
It's really interesting because what just came to mind is, do people do that when they get when they run a red light? Do they tell the policeman, yes, I did, but...
Look, you don't understand, officer. That yellow. I was like, I got 2 inches above the line. I could do this. That yellow's so sly, officer. You don't understand.
And so do you have an opportunity to do that when you get the picture of you behind the wheel with your license plate number?
Right? Send it in the mail. You'd be like, damn, that was me.
That's me driving through that red light.
Yeah.
Undeniable proof.
Yeah, it was red and I was behind the line. I didn't clear it.
And there's no real opportunity for you to...
what had happened was, there was no...
No, it's really a pay the fine.
Yeah.
Kind of experience. So often when I'm correcting people, it's a kind of pay the fine kind of experience.
Yeah.
Because I already have the picture. I already know where the white line was. I already see the timer. I see the date. I see the license plate number. And I'm really just informing you.
So...
I'm not really asking for explanation.
So let us pan back or pull out and see this from the universal cosmic perspective.
Yes.
When we are getting correction from the universe, I can see where we're doing the same thing, but universe, Like,
Yeah. So there is that. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it certainly has happened to me in my development, where someone will bring something to my attention, and my mind has already come up with 3 stories to deflect.
nah, you're a little quicker than me because I might have 1 in the chamber, 3. Nah.
I mean, from different perspectives, from different levels. Like,
You're like, I see. I'm ready. That's strategic.
and then when you recognize that you are trying to contort a reality into something that it maybe not something that will serve you, but something that may take the pressure off the moment. When you catch yourself. So I have in my process caught myself and stayed myself. Just be quiet.
Yeah.
Take it.
I've learned how to do that with you over the years. There's no point in lying with this lady, you all. Like, it's like she sees it.
So just kind of silence yourself, like get hold of your internal angst, the fear of being exposed as less than whatever you think you are.
So the exposure of the thing that needs to be transmuted, there's clearly some level of identification with it. Hence the need to defend.
It's multidimensional. You're already exposed.
Well, true. It's like there's no secrets. It's like,
It's not only that. It's when you get the ticket in the mail, you're already exposed. You've been caught.
yeah.
I asked you, did you do so-and-so and so-and-so? It's too late. You've been caught. Like if the answer is anything other than yes, you've already been caught. Because why did I even have the thought to ask? So it registers in the brain in the same way that we know that when you speak to the masculine in our society and you start asking questions, it registers as a threat.
Why the hell you asking questions? Why you?
It registers
Yeah.
as a threat in the masculine mind because there's psychic history of when people ask questions, things didn't go well.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have the answers. That lifetime you didn't live very long. Whatever it was. So there's this psychic history kind of threat that comes up. And the same thing comes up when you're, I won't say called on the carpet, but when you're asked about something or a subject comes up where there was an opportunity for you to excel and maybe you didn't take that road. So this idea of feeling threatened and then feeling that you might be able to fast talk your way out of it. Well, when I was little.
Well, let me tell you what happened was, and then they take you all the way back, and like I got to tell you though. You have to know, LaOta.
Yeah. I didn't make it through high school. It's like I wasn't good at reading.
And over here listening, trying to
you
do the
wanted
math.
me to read a sign. I'm like, yes, but you read all those documents with that non-disclosure. I had you sign.
Why have you just learned how to read? Have you considered it?
Yeah, so whatever the thing that makes you the exception is what you want to be. You want the human wants to be the exception. Everybody wants to be the special one. So even if you did it wrong, you want the opportunity to show how special you are, that you deserve the latitude of your wrongdoing.
So I did it wrong, but let me tell you why.
Yes.
So you can see
how
that
special.
Yeah. All right. So
what? It's the threat. It's the specialty. It's the gift of fast talking.
So what does this look like through the eyes of the universe when we are presented opportunities for growth, but we don't take them?
It's
and we defend staying the same or not evolving.
Yeah, it's like being a grandmother. I'm a grandmother.
Yeah.
It's like being a grandmother and you serve the children food. And the children are hungry. But the children want food from a fast food place and not food that's on the table.
Yeah.
And you're being the grandmother, so the grandmother knows what's necessary for nutrition at the age of the children and knows that the food tastes good and that they have been considered. And the children insist on saying, but I don't like this food. I only like food from fast food places.
Little one, let me stop because I can feel the heat raising up in me. Like, you don't even know what this tastes like.
Like, right. And so that it's kind of the idea, like, so if you are, we're looking from the galactic perspective as the parental, you know, I'm like, I have filled the planet with food for you.
Oh, this is hitting. Keep going. Keep going.
You know, I have given you the things you need to nourish you and grow you correctly. And you don't like that? Then you won't taste it? I have provided for that as well. So you will learn through hunger and deprivation that you choose yourself. That it might be wise to taste an apple. But it's okay. You are free. This is a free choice universe.
You're free to go hungry.
You are free to not eat. However, your biology is very in tune with creator or source or grandmother. And your biology will want that food later. So while you develop your will, your biology will be getting hungry. And I expect your biology will be visiting the apple tree.
Yes.
Soon. So it's the galactic perspective is you're free. You are free to learn your lessons the way you choose. You are free to learn by having what has been provided for you that will give you ease and peace and grace. Or you can learn by contrast. You are free to learn by contrast. If you are not hungry enough to try something new, the contrast of being very hungry may allow you to try new things.
I've seen that contrast is healing. Contrast can help give the appropriate perspective and context of what you're dealing with, and
yes, and it's
give
actually the
value.
card. It's the illumination.
Yes.
So it's really the card that we're talking about, is that through your free will choice in this free will universe, with all that has been given to you to make your life a fertile ground for your growth and obtainment, when you choose something that is not the easiest route, good for you. Applause. Illumination is in your future. I see that you will see.
Yes. That's funny.
I see that the light will shine through.
My third eye.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's, I think that's the understanding that I have, that there is no force in source. There is no force in source. Illumination comes through the idea of appreciation of what could not be appreciated. If you cannot appreciate being loved, maybe you'll have a lifetime where no one loves you.
Yeah.
So you
Damn, I wish I had somebody who loved me, because I know what it's like to not have it.
And so now you are in the right space to, oh, I love you, children.
Right?
I love you, wife. I love you, parents.
Yeah.
You know, and so this is what this experience on Earth, in the Earth plane, is to cultivate and to develop, is illumination.
Dangerous place to keep your money right now, and I'll prove it in 60 seconds. Most people think banks are safe. They believe their deposits are sitting in a vault with their name on it. But here's the truth. The moment you hand money to the bank, it's no longer yours. Legally, you're a creditor. And in a crisis, creditors are paid last, if at all. Banks don't protect your money. They use it. They lend it, they leverage it, and gamble it. If their bets go bad, you carry the risk. And if inflation rises, your safe savings lose. They lose value every single year. That's why millionaires don't park cash in banks. They park cash in assets. History proves it. Cyprus 2013, deposits frozen, savers lost billions. Argentina, Venezuela, Turkey, currencies collapsed, savings evaporated. Even in the US, over 500 banks failed since 2008. And yet, central banks themselves are quietly stacking gold at record levels. Why? Because they know the real safety lies. Because they know where the real safety lies. So here's how you protect yourself. Keep only what you need for daily liquidity in the bank. Move the rest into assets that can't be frozen or printed. Things like gold, real estate, and private equity. Build a reserve outside the system so you own your money, not rent it. Start now, because the riskiest place to keep wealth is where everyone else feels safe.
Why it takes so long to illuminate? That's like trying to get the sparks to ignite, because I'm thinking about how we could be seeing the lesson and the information from our cosmic parentals, the universe, nudging us to break the pattern. But we're like, but no, I want to stay in the experience of people not loving me.
Then you're justified in not loving yourself.
So it does say here, merely trying to justify yourself is a problematic pattern. That sounds very problematic.
Yeah, so,
Holding
you know,
on.
the idea of trying to justify the pain and suffering that you have engaged in to satisfy your specialness. You know, remember, you're special. Everybody's a snowflake. Everybody's special. The reality is that it is our individualized specialness that should be connected to the wholeness that will make us successful. You know, that each aspect that puts itself and all of its aspects in harmony with the flock is the ones who successfully cross the continents. You know, where the intelligence of the flock lets the aerodynamic of the wind move past you and then give wind under the wings of those behind you. It is the intelligence of the flock that trades out the leader after so many miles. This is the experience that we could be experiencing, where we are together in our idea as representatives individually. What humans rail against is thinking that because all things are moving in the way together like an army to capture a city, which is a good analogy, that somehow we should be angry that we're the soldiers, when it's necessary for there to be congruency amongst the soldiers. It's necessary for the flock to be congruent and have the same destination in mind. Otherwise, they'd be bumping into things.
Well, this sounds like
And there is
byproduct.
protection in the...
Well, of course, in the oneness.
Yes.
Instead of being cold and alone by yourself, wind blowing,
Right.
whole world. And so what's coming to mind is the separation from source, operating
Yes.
within separation,
Yes.
how it plays out where it's problematic to be with a group. I'd rather be alone, you know, and people not willing to, or again, justifying being alone because of some old narrative that they're saying, instead of evolving and allowing yourself to change, which I can see where, even speaking about our collective, that's what I've been experiencing, where I want to be one, so this is teaching me oneness. It is teaching me to change certain things about myself to be more one.
Yes, and it requires an adjustment from oneness to togetherness. There's an adjustment in the thinking. If you say, you know, to the cosmic understanding of intelligence, I want to be alone, it may be made so for you. We should be mindful that we don't ask for separation, so that we can see that when an animal in nature gives birth, they all sleep together to stay warm and healthy.
It'd be so cute too. It's like all bundled up.
But more, it is the security of the individual in the group. It is harmonizing the strength and the coherency within each individual baby or the parents to sleep with the individual children. So it's misunderstood, is that it makes a greater individual to have had the comfort of the group.
Yeah.
So what we do is we have children and we put them alone in a room by themselves because we're so elevated, because we've got so many rooms, because we think it'd be inconvenient for them to be in our bedroom. So then we end up with people who don't gain the individualized structure and strength from the parents and from the siblings by sleeping together. The benefits of sleeping together with your children are so great, they outweigh any inconvenience, because you grow an individual who's not terrified of everything, who has the strength from the DNA of all the other parties. This is the flock.
Yeah, it's giving tribe vibes of
Yes,
it
the
takes
flock,
a village,
it's the tribe,
and
it's the clan.
you know, the support of the nuance of the different experience or expressions, and
But in,
how we've clearly been removed from that, and
Yes.
it has diminished humans.
so the rich have someone else nurse the child, have someone else in another room with the child, and they have another room.
Yeah.
And so there's separation at every
Everywhere.
level.
It's like-
Yes. And then we wonder why the rulers and the ones who rule the world, who have the most, are so fractured, and who, are trying to hurt humans or diminish or poison or figure out ways to reduce the carbon footprint. We are carbon-based beings. It is our footprint they're looking to reduce. So the illumination comes in from understanding that most of what we've been taught, that the ones in the highest expectations of authority, the way they eat, the way they raise their children, the way they consider money and others, is not the best thing for us. And I'm thinking back to the idea of during slavery times where the slaves nursed the babies for the women on the plantation because it was inconvenient for that to take place. But what happened with the children? Did they connect with the mothers, or did they connect with the mammies?
The mammies.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it was a thing.
Yes. So, which created discord amongst that tribe, so to say. So, we must be careful to pay attention to what do we look at nature? What did Source do in nature that we can see? That helps us grow each other into an illuminated state where we're getting the nutrients from the illumination of light in the earth plane, not so much what we've been taught and what's been put before us. So I'm not sure if I got off course there.
It's okay. Sometimes we traverse down paths that just have gravel, and,
Right. Like I'm out on the back 40.
yeah, roots that are all going along the unpaved path. But we're about that life, so.
The illumination it's at every level, and it's so available to us. The truth of the reality is illuminated in nature. We just need to see it. Although humanity is corrupting nature also, but we can see what does work. And more and more, the second dimensional aspects, the animals in the second dimension, are more and more in cohesion with humans, as of course as they are more marginalized, and the time we are in, and the overlapping of the fields is becoming more obvious. So there's more communication between the animal kingdom and the humanity, which is an illumination.
What's wild? I saw I saw several videos of dogs looking like they were doing things that were just human-like, and then they were shocked when their owner saw them, because it was like, you weren't supposed to see me doing this, like standing up,
Walking around on two legs.
like on two legs, and it's like what the hell? Like, Cookie, what are you doing? And it's like, oh snap, you caught me. I didn't know you were going to be home. But there is this, even like what sounds like talking, "Rah, rah, rah, I'm sorry."
We should not forget the
interesting.
law. I mean, the laws and principles of the universe are very clear. Frequency is contagious.
Yeah, so it seems.
There's some recent science, or something I have seen recently about when wild animals are near humans, their ears become floppier and they get white spots because they begin to be domesticated. And it happens within one generation.
Oh, that's a very short.
And so what I
time
saw was
frame.
recently about foxes. And so with a baby fox exposed to humans at an early age will start developing white spots and floppier ears, more like dog ears. And that is a genetic, and this is a science report that I read, this is a genetic aspect of domestication, which happens through chemistry and frequency, which I don't remember ever having seen scientists speak this way. I'm clear on it, but I'm not clear that science has spoken this way until recently, and that's an illumination of the lack of separation. That just being around, the frequencies are contagious, and they are more compatible to be cohabitable
And
with
so
us.
contagious where what's in the field directly influences the biology.
Yes. And that works in both directions. You ever see how people look like their dogs?
Yes.
So they sleep with them and they start looking
like-
like them because they're trading. When they're quiet and the bodies are quiet at night, the bodies are alive intelligence technology that's like, oh, what you got over there? Oh, I want some of what you got. And the will to want it starts bringing that aspect to one and to the other. Mm-hmm. And so they begin to look alike.
All right. Let's,
So all
get
of this
back
is
on the path.
this is
Yeah,
all about
I'm
illumination. We're on a different path, but this
Yeah.
is illuminating the aspects of what we can see in the future will be more collaboration, and we will see things that we think are only human things, but other things that have been with us for millions of years, not thousands, will be exhibiting because we're at that time in the end of the cycle of separation. So we will see more togetherness.
I'm seeing dolphins walking on land in my mind.
I've already seen that in the, with briefcases.
Yeah.
I've already seen
Good
it.
day, man. All right. So, illumination, just to kind of wrap this up, you have any final thoughts on this card pull and what you would like the people to know about, freeing the need to defend ourselves from the cosmic corrections or those who may be within our experience who assist with providing correction so that we can illuminate, so we can be greater and operate from our divine cosmic crown chakra self.
It's so interesting. There's so many ways to talk about this, but I think what I'll say is that free ourselves from the old way of thinking the old stories will work. Step into the opportunity to be the light where you want, tell me, correct me, show me, I want to be light. Move towards the light.
Would you speak briefly about the energy hygiene practice calling forth the frequency of correction? Because people have, because of the misunderstanding, people have been afraid to call forth correction.
Oh my goodness.
And sometimes the truth, because they're like, oh, I ain't trying to, let's call it the truth because, I got to stop being the lie. But correction, like what's taking place?
All of this is wanting to hold on. We don't know what we want, we just know what we know. We want what we know. We know the life we have. We want to keep that because anything else challenges us to learn more. So often people have said to me, oh, I don't use that call for the truth because I don't want the truth. I want what I got because I know what I have and I'm navigating that.
Well, that sounds limiting.
Well, I don't
Sounds
know.
stagnant.
It is, but it is the choice that they may choose.
True.
It is the choice that they may choose, and they will stay there until that runs its course, until they exhaust
Feel
whatever.
that press from the universe.
Yes.
Get that contrast.
And so the idea of calling for correction is very similar. It is my clarity and understanding from my guidance that there are places that are in much worse condition than the condition we find ourselves in this deconstruction of our universe, because of our world, so to say, the earth plane, which is not separate from the rest of the galaxy and the universe, that there are places that have been in dire straits where the powers that be were trying to poison and control the people and use them as batteries and demand from them things they were unwilling to give. And what they did was...
Go ahead. Pull it out of your kimono.
They
Spiritual warrior you.
took the disposition of, we must be correct to live a correct life. They cannot take from us our will to be corrected. And the will that whole planetary systems have used to call for it in their sleep, to call for it daily, to correct themselves, because they understand that the outer expression is a mirror of them. So if I correct me, I correct my outer expression. And that has been successful, so much so that we have gotten messages that that is the way. Ask to correct self. And in your correcting self, your reflection will become better. Then the frequency that is overlapping fields with another will have, it's that sleeping with the babies. Then they will be corrected. And then everyone will eventually become correct. Then critical mass, which is true. Not only is it science, but it is also the truth of the universe. It is a law. Then after enough do it, the planet corrects. And you are the planet. So it's a multi-dimensional clarity that we have that to look forward to. You are encouraged to embrace the idea someone's presenting something to you that feels a little uncomfortable. Call for courage, and then call for correction, and then be correct. I think it's glorious, how this can work in our favor. The thing we're running away from, like, no, don't tell me you don't think I'm perfect. Like, no, don't tell me you don't want to hear my stories. Like, no, don't threaten me by asking me a question. What emerges from that is divinity. So I hope that helps you. We don't have to pull a card because we already came with pull cards.
Well, certainly. And it is very inspirational. I trust that it's inspirational for the people who are tuned in. And if it is, type inspirational. Let us know what your thoughts are. Are you noticing yourself defend and deflect, and what had happened was to the people or the universe in general? And I think that just understanding and thank you so much for explaining the necessity for correction, but the glory that's within it.
My goodness.
It removes the taint, because our human experience of correction and even the idea of discipline and being correct has had a negative, again, the word taint on it and distorted it.
It's another psyop. Like, you're not expected to know all that is if nobody's bringing it to your attention. It's a psyop. You to feel threatened if somebody wants to improve you, increase you, make you more productive. I mean, I could go on.
Yeah, sounds good. It's like you have people reconsider, the correction doesn't sound too bad. I might have to subscribe.
So we thank you for joining us. We're so glad that you came in on our discussion on Illumination today, and we hope that we will see you again. We greet you with In Lak'ech Veritas. Honor, respect, and gratitude. Thank you.